Yo, what up guys? So one of the things I love most about e-commerce and honestly just entrepreneurship in general is design. Now that spans into a huge number of things, right? Design is a very broad concept. In fact, everything basically can be considered design, from the website you create to your product to the advertisements, literally everything. And today I wanted to basically bring up this one store I found that really inspired me, and I think it will inspire a bunch of you guys from a branding perspective. Literally one of the cleanest stores I've ever seen. I mean, that may be an exaggeration, but besides just looking great, they're actually totally killing it. In fact, later in the video we'll look at some of their traffic stats and a lot of other things like that. So there's a ton of things that we can learn from that. Now, one of the main brands that I've been working on all of this year places a huge emphasis on design, and it's one of the reasons why this is one of the most fun brands that I've ever worked on, and one of the most difficult at the same time. And yesterday this brand did about 1.5K in sales with about 50% profit margins, which I'm actually super proud of. But this store that I'm about to show you today is doing over 200,000 monthly visitors, which in realistic terms equals at the very least $200,000 in sales. Now, this brand that I've been personally working on really focuses on this principle right here. The principle of not buying much, but making sure that what you buy is good. Now, this principle right here is something I sort of live by now, and I'm hugely inspired by a lot of the fashion world. People like Virgil Abloh, Matthew Williams, even Kanye West, I look up to greatly, and I've gotten tons of inspiration from them. Our brand, we've literally traveled to Italy to find some of the best manufacturers in the world so that we can actually get some amazing quality products. So this is actually the premise of our brand, but I think this premise can also be applied to store design. And when I say store design, like I said at the beginning, I mean everything, right? Like your emails, your ads, your social media pages, literally everything. Instead of having so many things on your store, so many products, so many different, pop-ups, so many things, it's better to make sure that you have less things going on, but making sure that the things that you do have on your store are really, really good. From copywriting to product images, everything needs to be on point, but make sure that you don't have too much. So with all that being said, let's put this long intro to rest and let's actually look at the store. Hey, what up y'all? Hope you're doing good. We're in a different setting now, a little bit more professional here, because we're gonna be talking about some serious stuff. Now, the brand that I was telling you about, it's called Nomad. You may have heard of them. They've been actually around for a very long time, and it wasn't until I actually looked at their Facebook ad library that I found out that they were actually started in 2013, at least their Facebook page was started in 2013. So we got time, everybody. We got time to build our brands. Don't ever feel rushed. Obviously, work as hard as you can, but keep the vision alive, because time can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, depending on how you're using it. So make sure that you're continuously working on things, even if it's a 1% improvement every day. Get compound interest on your interest. That's what I say. But anyways, as you can see, we have this website pulled up, and right off the bat, what I tell you guys, this is extremely clean. I mean, even down to their font pairing, I think it's just genius. I think this font is called Courier or something like that. Maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, but this font pairing, the typography on this site is just so clean. Personally, I really like it. I think it really goes well with the whole, branding. You may disagree, but I mean, numbers speak for themselves. So first things first, let's actually take a look at their traffic. And as you can see, they've been on a fat come up, in the month of April, they got almost basically 300,000 monthly visitors. In e-commerce, it's not uncommon to see a 1-to-1 ratio of revenue to sales. And I know some of you guys may not be math people. What I mean by that is that for every visitor, you're gonna make at least $1. So $1 per visitor. That's a usual ratio when it comes to e-commerce. Now, of course, when you have higher priced products, that ratio actually gets better and better. So you can actually make, $2, $3, even $4 per visitor, depending on a lot of factors, like I said. But the average, the standard that you're gonna find in this space is a 1-to-1 ratio, $1 per one visitor. And by the way, this Chrome extension is called SimilarWeb. I know a lot of you guys asked me in past videos. I used to mention it every time, but I guess I forgot that we're getting new people every day. So I mean, if you're a new person, make sure that you subscribe to the channel right now. Don't even delay it. I love how much we're growing and just the way this channel is progressing. I love to see it, and I hope that you are a part of it. So subscribe. But yeah, it's called SimilarWeb. It's a free Chrome extension. You can install it on your own time. Make sure you finish this video first. But as you can see, they're just completely crushing it. And most of their traffic, of course, it's coming from the United States. That's not uncommon to see. The United States is definitely, the top country when it comes to e-commerce sales. And yeah, let's actually just take a look here. Now, one thing right off the bat, this is a legitimate brand. They've been around for a long time, like I mentioned. I'm not exactly sure how they distribute their products. They may be using the dropshipping business model to ship their products out, but they very well could just be holding inventory as well. Now, I will say that I've seen a lot of these products actually on AliExpress, or at least variations of it. So if you did want to test out some sort of brand relating to any of these products, this store is definitely a good source of inspiration for you. Now, of course, the first thing that I like to address is how clean everything is. As I mentioned before, a lot of times people think more is gonna equal better, but honestly, more often than not, less is more. So, you don't need to have a ton of text everywhere, a ton of pop-ups going on. Honestly, simple stuff like this will get the point across. There's a lot of text going on, but you get the gist just by browsing through the store. And I really like how they have their values presented here on the home page. It really kind of makes you vibe with the brand a little further. It kind of gives the brand a personable feel, like it's almost a person, right? And you can see that one of their things is we are minimalist, always trying to do more with less. And like I said, I totally vibe with that. I think that's definitely the way I've been living my life for the past couple of years, and how I will continue to live my life, whether it comes to fashion, even making YouTube videos. I mean, I don't have the craziest production level. You guys know that I myself make these videos, edit these videos, and come up with these videos. So I'm trying to do more with less, right? And it's worked so far, So that concept right there is very, very important to keep in mind. Now, of course, their whole dark vibe is really, really cool and makes these products just seem even higher quality than maybe they are. So I don't know exactly, I've never bought anything from this store, so I'm not sure how good of quality their products are. But I know for a fact that just, the site vibe in general makes me feel like these products are higher quality than they may be. And, something like this, they're charging $99 for, which is actually super expensive. But, it's worth it. I mean, I'm thinking of buying this because of how clean it looks and, just their graphics. I love how this thing is was spinning around just a little bit ago. I don't know why it's not anymore, but it was a little bit ago. Oh, there it is. And like you see, they're not really talking too much about the product. They're just kind of stating, the basic functions and benefits of this product in a really, really clean, concise way. And I love it. This is just a really cool user experience. Very impressed with this site in general. I mean, the development work that has gone into this is huge, but you could really replicate this pretty easily when it comes to Shopify. Shopify just makes it so easy to actually design a nice website. Just make sure, like I said, to not have crazy colors and stuff going on. I think a lot of people tend to just add so much to their stores, and it ends up completely wrecking the vibe. They don't even think about the vibe that they're trying to put off. So hugely important. What I'm really curious to see is that they actually have a medical supplies tab. That's pretty surprising. I'm actually surprised that they're selling face masks and stuff like that. I mean, I guess they shifted really quickly when it came to a COVID response. Like, look at this. This is insane. They're kind of a general store, honestly. Like, they're literally just a really cleanly branded general store. They are just coming up with so many different products, and it's super cool. Like, if I had a general store, this is definitely the vibe that I would go for. I've been planning out a new dropshipping store that I'm going to be working on here soon, in which I'm going to be utilizing the dropshipping business model to scale it quickly, but it's just going to be a side project that I want to run for Netsphere. Now, just a quick note on that, I am planning a dropshipping challenge finally for my YouTube channel. It's been hugely requested on my channel for a pretty long time, ever since I did the Trend Cove series, which was a $0 to $1,000 a day challenge, and we completed that in like 4 days. But that was a long time ago. I guess I should probably do an updated version of that, and I just haven't done it because I'm lazy, all right? I have a lot of things going on as it is. It was overwhelming for me to even think of starting another store just for my YouTube channel. But the time has come, and I'm definitely gonna be planning out some sort of video like that in the very near future. So if you are not subscribed, as I said, with notifications on, what are you doing? You don't want to miss that video, I promise you. It's gonna be a really fun challenge, honestly. But one thing also that I'd like to point out is that they do have a blog. Now, this has been something that I've been seeing more and more stores having. And just how I mentioned earlier, I think this is just a way to make your brand more personable. And you know, if you have people reading your blog and consuming your content, they're more likely to buy from you. I mean, you guys who are consuming my content on YouTube are more likely to join my Netsphere community, for example, than just a random person that doesn't even know who I am. So this is a really good idea if you're actually planning on starting something long term, which you should. And I've been seeing a lot more brands doing this. So I think it's definitely something that you should be looking into, whether you have, you know, a general store, any sort of store. I mean, this store is, like I said, kind of a general store, but with like a nomadic theme vibe going on. I mean, honestly, the name Nomad doesn't really honestly align with what I consider this brand to be. Like, they sell electronic products that are very minimal and clean, but their brand is about like travel and stuff. So, you know, none of that really aligns, but the fact that it all looks congruent and super clean is what makes this brand just such a huge success. Now, if we go to the Facebook ad library, which by the way, everybody has access to, you can literally just Google Facebook ad library and it leads you to this site. You can look up any ads that any brand is running at any given time, which is actually a huge tool from Facebook. Now, one thing I will say is when you look up a brand, a lot of times it'll be preset to issues, elections, or politics. So it'll just show that there's no ads. I don't know why it does that, but if you just click all ads, it'll show you the actual ads that they're running. And now you can actually filter by different sorts of things. So that's super cool. They didn't have that before. I think that's actually a newer feature that they've been implementing. So yeah, Facebook's been definitely on the come up with these sorts of analytical things that they've been including on their platform, especially for business owners. One thing right off the bat that we can see is that they're not running a ton of ads, which makes sense. I'm sure they're not testing every single product that they have, even though they should. They could definitely be making a lot more money if they had the digital marketing skills that maybe you and I are developing. But the thing that I like about them most is just how clean their ads are. It's just really congruent with the site. And this is really how you're gonna be able to have the most success with your brand, is by making sure that everything is congruent. From the ad to your website, to your product, to your emails, everything needs to be aligned with the same sort of branding. And I'm telling you this because this is one of the biggest realizations I've had in the past year, is how important branding is. Like, honestly, branding is an art, and if you don't consider it that, then chances are you suck at branding. And it's one thing I've been continuously trying to improve on. I've been on a real journey to getting better at design, and it's because I believe it to be important. Communicating your ideas is essential. It doesn't matter how good your idea is. If you don't know how to communicate it properly, it's not gonna go anywhere. And as you can see, they are definitely conveying their idea properly. This ad is so clean. They filmed it at night, which is clever because of course, people who are gonna be using this are gonna be charging their phone overnight. I love it. I love everything about it. It's such a simple ad. It speaks for itself. It's not spammy in any way. It looks really high quality. That's basically the summary of it. Now, let's take a look at their other ad here. Clean. Oh, okay, so they're showcasing all their different products right here. Or not all, but different products. See, and like these products aren't even that special really, honestly. Like, it's just their branding that sets it apart. These products, I mean, I've seen leather cases so many times. You even see them if you go to the mall and in a little kiosk, right? Like, this is not anything revolutionary. It's just the fact that they brand it so well that works for them. Now let's take a look at this one. Let's see if there's any difference. Nice. So I really like this because it's kind of doing the same thing that a lot of these, you know, scammy dropshippers are doing, which is illegally selling trademark products. But instead of actually selling trademark products, they're selling accessories for the trademark products, which is totally legal. And, you know, that's what they're doing. They're capitalizing on the huge fan base that Apple has by allowing people to personalize theirs and make it clean with their products. Super dope. I mean, really great idea. Like I said, nothing revolutionary, but it's their branding that really sets them apart. Now let's take a look at this ad. So this is a story format ad. And it's very simple. It's just pictures in a loop. Time for an upgrade to some of the best gear in the game, Nomad. See, like that, it's just so simple to me. I mean, this is not revolutionary, but it's probably working so well just because of how congruent it is with the whole brand. And then their last ad here is just a simple picture. I'm sure that these two ads here are retargeting ads. Now, of course, their checkout definitely looks custom. So what I think they have going on is their Shopify Plus members, which is $2K a month, and it allows you to customize your checkout. Now, I don't really think you need to do that, obviously. I mean, it's definitely a good investment if you're making like $1 million a month or something, because you get cheaper fees. But honestly, just the regular checkout looks basically identical. Now, I honestly don't like this banner. I don't really think it fits. I would just have the Nomad name and that's it. But who am I to judge? This brand is completely killing it, and they've just been around for so long. So that means that they're valued at an insane amount. The longer your brand has been around and successful and consistent, the more that you're gonna be able to sell your brand for. And this is why from now on, I'm only building stores that I'm gonna stick to for a long time. So when I came across this brand, it was so inspiring to me and just kind of hit on all these different points that I've been thinking about a ton lately. So I couldn't help it but just to share with you guys. And I really hope that you got something out of this video, that you enjoy seeing my face every Tuesday and Friday, because I enjoy making these videos and engaging with you guys, whether it be in the comments, on Instagram, anywhere. It's super fun, and I'm just so thankful to have built a community of like-minded people. And I'm glad that you guys love my work. I'm gonna try to continue to kill it and expand into different things that I love doing. Like the hoodie that I mentioned, I am planning on designing a hoodie, and it's just gonna be the dopest hoodie you've ever seen. I promise it's gonna be so cool. Stay tuned for that. And of course, as always, if you are interested in the Netsphere community, make sure you check it out. It'll be linked in the description. It's pretty cool. People absolutely love it. I love it. It's growing really consistently. My goal for this is for it to be the masterclass of e-commerce. So yeah, pretty big goal right there. And I think we can achieve it over time with you guys' help. So thank you so much if you're already a member. And if you're not, make sure that you check it out. But with that said, I hope you have an absolutely fire rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.